What's up, everyone? Hope y'all doing good. I'm Anthony K. Thomas, and welcome to Wrestling with Rumors. Well, it is Sunday, new episode of Wrestling with Rumors, and what a Saturday for Night of Champions it was. So much to unpack in that episode. I'm going to get to in that in Night of Champions. I'm going to do a quick recap of everything and talk as much as I can about Night of Champions. There is a lot to talk about from it. There's a lot of things we're probably still feeling on a Sunday or even on a Monday or whenever you are watching this. But we're going to get into as much as I can with it. But first, before we get started, like I say every week, every rumor that I am about to read to you is exactly what it is. It is a rumor until it is proven fact or we see it happening on TV like we did on Night of Champions. They remain what they are, rumors. We speculate as wildly as we want until it's proven true or fact. But with that, let's get into everything that is Wrestling with Rumors. First rumor up. Pat McAfee said on his show that he has just been exhausted and that's why he hasn't been on Raw commentary lately. It sounds like he could be back after Night of Champions. It's possible. I mean, Pat McAfee wears a lot of hats, and it's not just WWE. It's stuff he does for ESPN. It's stuff he does for College Game Days. He wears a lot of hats and does a lot of things, and his time is spread out thin, and it's most important to him is about making sure with everything that he does, with all the hats that he wears, to spend time with his family, and that's what's important to him. And I can totally understand with all the hats that he wears, feeling exhausted, and then also wanting to take a little extra time that usually he doesn't have and spend it with the family. So totally get that. And on another note, it's also been nice to have Corey Graves back in the commentary on the commentary table with Michael Cole doing Monday Night Raw. It's been great to see Corey Graves back on Raw doing that while he is. It's always great seeing Corey Graves calling the matches, doing what he does on NXT on Tuesday nights. But to see him main roster-wise, commentary table next to Michael Cole, it's always a good thing to see him doing that. But Pat McAfee deserves the time that he is taking off, exhausted or not, and he should take his time and come back when he feels ready to come back. Wrestling Observer Radio says it's unclear what WWE has planned for the July 4th SmackDown show and whether it'll be 2 or 3 hours. No one seems to know anything as of yet. Well, with that, we can confirm by Michael Cole on Friday's edition of SmackDown that was coming from Saudi Arabia that as of July 4th, SmackDown will go back to being a 2-hour show. Also want to make a note about July 4th episode of SmackDown because there will be a lot that will be unpacked on that July 4th episode of SmackDown as they begin to build for Saturday night's main event, SummerSlam, and of course Evolution for the women. But that July 4th episode of SmackDown will be a taped episode, which explains probably why Monday Night Raw will be on early. 3 o'clock for us here in the West Coast, 6 o'clock for those in the East Coast, so that they have so they can give enough time for people who will be in the audience for both Raw and SmackDown for that. So both Raw and SmackDown will be in Pittsburgh as they will tape SmackDown right after Monday Night Raw goes off the air. Dominic Mysterio has a legitimate rib cage issue that led to his being pulled from Night of Champions. Reports PW Insider. It's not known how he got hurt, but Insider says he's not expected to be out for long. So, occupational hazard that happens as a pro wrestler. These injuries happen. Sometimes it can be hard to place when the injury exactly happens, but speedy recovery for Dominic Mysterio. Hopefully he's not out as long as they are saying that he's not going to be out for, and look forward to seeing him back in the ring, and looking forward to that Intercontinental Championship match between AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio when it happens. Feels like it's going to happen at Night of Champions. Night of Champions. It feels like it's going to happen at Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks. Vicky Guerrero has been telling people she's close to that she expects to return to WWE within a few weeks. That from Fightful Select, which notes that the timing lines up with the return of Evolution on July 13th. Sorry, I'm just fixing something real quick. So, for Evolution, clearly they are going to pack this show. They're going to pack it with as much as they can. Lots of surprises, lots of debuts, lots of possible returns, lots of everything for the women. They are definitely looking to top the first Evolution back from a couple years ago. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to everything they have in store. And I just say, bring it all on. Do it all out. AEW has 2 new championships it's waiting to introduce per bodyslam.net. The site says women's tag and intergenerational tag belts have sat on the shelf for about a year. The women's tag, the AEW Women Tag Team Championships, I don't know why they have those. If that's the case, I don't know why they have them sitting on the shelf. They should have had those things introduced and good to go. That could have been a match that could be had at All In. And as far as the intergenerational tag team championships, that feels like that's something that's gonna be mostly for Christian and Nick Cage, as a way for them not to go after the Hurt Syndicate. Because my guess is, at least from Tony Khan's perspective, at least, I imagine he wants to keep the AEW Tag Team Championships around the Hurt Syndicate for as long as he wants. That'll be for a long time. So to have these intergenerational tag team championships where they gotta have people like Kristen Cage and Nick Wayne, Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, and Anthony Bowen, and Ricky and Kerry Morton, possibly go after these new championships is interesting. I would like to definitely be curious to see how that plays out. I definitely can see a lot of women in AEW that'll be perfect as first and contenders for the AEW Women Tag Team Championships. I'm a little bit more excited for the introduction to the AEW Women Championships whenever they get introduced than the intergenerational tag belts. But allow things cook, because sometimes things that cook take time. And let's just look forward to see how it all plays out once those belts get introduced. On Raw, WWE announced that LA Knight was injured by Bronson Reed on last Friday's SmackDown, but PW Insider says that's storyline only, and Knight is fine. Knight having a little bit of a summer vacation, possibly, or taping some new commercials, or doing something else in the meantime, while they wait for the right time to bring Knight back, which should be any moment now. Should be soon. It'll either be for Saturday night's main event or for SummerSlam, but I feel more towards Saturday night's main event, but than SummerSlam, but I could be wrong. But maybe for SummerSlam it could be like a 6-man tag where you have LA Knight, CM Punk, and Sami Zayn, or not Sami Zayn, but maybe even Roman Reigns. But I think Roman Reigns probably won't even show up again. We won't even hear his music or see him come back until closer to SummerSlam or even at SummerSlam. So maybe a 6-man tag with Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and LA Knight, possibly. Just throwing that out there. Never know. We never know. PW Insider mentioned there has been backstage praise for Aleister Black in WWE, and this includes decisions about giving him a better push. Well, right now they had him do a little thing with Ron Killings, a little payback, a little receipt, but that is looking like it's going to lead possibly to something going down between Aleister Black and Damian Priest. We got a little taste of what that possibly could be on SmackDown last Friday. So now we look towards July 4th edition of SmackDown and see if they go any further with it. And that is some of our rumors for the week. I had a thing written in here about SmackDown going 2 hours, but we already know that's going down. And we also, we already know it's going down. So let's go over Night of Champions recap real quick. Match 1 was Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes, the King of the Ring finals. This is the first match of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton since September 2013. Pardon me. That is 12 years since these two went head to head. This match really had a main event WrestleMania feel to it, and this could be something that easily could happen at WrestleMania between these two, with the kind of story they could tell, with the history that they have, from legacy to fighting against each other, all of that. There's so much history that could be told, especially when you have two legendary families in the Rhodes and the Ortons. There's a WrestleMania story that could be told in this. But nonetheless, this was a great first match. This could have easily been the main event of Night of Champions. But this was a great match. Randy Orton pulling out some heelish tricks, but he is the Viper, so he gonna do what he's got to do, and he said it he would, to get that win. And he pulled out the stops, but Cody was ready for it, and Cody came out the winner, and the new King of the Ring, and as the 2025 King of the Ring, he now goes on to SummerSlam and to face the winner between CM Punk and John Cena, which we will get to in a little bit. Second matchup was Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Great match. Roxanne Perez shows up to give some assistance to Raquel Rodriguez, but that did not faze Rhea Ripley at all. Rhea Ripley still pulled out the win, riptide from the top rope on top of a unsupported, well, not very supported table. And Rhea Ripley hits the riptide on Raquel Rodriguez, getting the win. This is really the few times that Roxanne Perez has helped Raquel Rodriguez, it really feels like that Roxanne Perez is going to get that other women's championship, and they'll be tag team champions together. Like Roxanne Perez looks like it's going to replace Liv Morgan in that. But Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis said that you still need to talk about it. There might be some announcement about what they're going to do with the women tag team championship. So we will see what will happen with that, whether they just give it to Roxanne Perez or they go the other route, which I hope they do, with a tournament that leads to winners of tag team championships at Evolution. But we will see. Third match was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Solid match between Kross and Zayn. Sami Zayn gets the win. This is one of those matches where Karrion Kross does what he does best and did it on a big stage, on a PLE. It was his first PLE in a while. So it was great to see him on WWE TV in a PLE that wasn't main event. And there no shade to main event. Main event is a good show, a good recap show for the week. You get 2 matches plus what happened during the week on Raw and SmackDown. So solid, good 45-minute to an hour show. But to have Karrion Kross in a match on a PLE, that was great. Even though he didn't get the win, he still went all out, and I hope this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of seeing more of Karrion Kross having matches on Raw and in PLEs as well. I hope this is not a one and done thing. I hope we see more Karrion Kross. We see him in the backstage. Let's get him on the ring, on Raw, and in PLEs. Let's get him after championships. Let's keep this ball really rolling because it was great to see it. Fourth match was Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship match. And there are 2 names that I am going to do my best to try to pronounce. Pardon me if I do not pronounce it right. It's my dyslexia. Probably, most likely will get the better of me, but I will do my best. So, in the middle of this match, JC Mateo, also known to all of us, also known as Jeff Cobb, now known as JC Mateo, comes to assist Solo Sikoa in this match. Jacob Fatu was ready for it, but what he wasn't ready for was Tonga Loa, as Tonga Loa makes his return, his long-awaited return. Now, we haven't seen Tonga Loa since last year when he got injured at War Games in November. So this is first time we're seeing him for 2025. It was good to see him back in the ring. Goes after Jacob Fatu as well. And then when Jacob Fatu took down Tonga Loa, here comes, as we know him, Hikalua. I hope I said that right. Now known as Talua Tonga. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. I will do better next time. Makes his long-awaited debut on WWE television. We all know, well, most of us know that he did have a debut match. I believe it was after it was either before SmackDown went on the air or after SmackDown went off the air. He had a debut match then, but this is his WWE debut on television. It was great to see it. That was the key right there for Solo Sikoa, as Solo Sikoa defeats Jacob Fatu and becomes the new United States champion. At the end of that match, you can see how Solo Sikoa is rebuilding his bloodline with Tama Tonga still left to return from his ankle injury. But once he returns, Solo Sikoa is going to have a fully functional bloodline. He already has a fully functional version of a rebuilt bloodline in his image. So you add, once Tama Tonga comes back, holy cow, we still have Lance Anawali. I know I didn't say that right. We still have Lance, possibly to debut. I would think that he would be on which will be Jacob Fatu and Jimmy's side. I feel like Jay is going to join in on this fight at some point. Like, it'll come to him at some point, but we will see. But for now, I'm feeling good about where things are going with this new bloodline, and we're bringing the blood. It feels like the bloodline thing is coming back now. Of course, it never really left. It kind of it cooled down for a little bit, and now it's picking up steam again, it looks like. But we'll see how all of that plays out, especially this Friday on the July 4th episode of SmackDown. Match 5, And stop here for a second, because I love that this match, Asuka versus Jade Cargill, King of the Ring. I love that this match was more towards the end of the night than it was in the beginning of the night. This is a solid spot for the women, and this was a solid match, period. Cargill was ready for Asuka as she gets the win in what was a great match between Jade Cargill and Asuka. Jade Cargill is the queen of the ring. If you look at last year, this feels like redemption, because of how things went down for Jade Cargill against Nia Jax last year. How it was a disqualified, how that match ended in a disqualification because of what Nia Jax was doing. So for it to come back around a year later and then she wins the whole thing is fantastic. And also the fact that now she will go on to SummerSlam and she will face Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. I love this is going to happen. And the fact that you got Naomi, who is the Money in the Bank winner, has the briefcase. Here's how I feel it's going to go down. We get to SummerSlam, midway toward the match, and this feels like this will happen. This feels like it either will happen during or after the match. But let me focus on after the match. Let's get to after the match, and let's say Jade Cargill becomes the new WWE Women's Champion. And as Jade Cargill is celebrating, is basking in her newfound championship in all her glory, here comes Naomi, hits Jade Cargill with the briefcase, cashes in, and steals the WWE Women's Championship from Jade Cargill, stealing Jade Cargill's moment and championship, setting us up for what will be a feud into the fall between Naomi and Jade Cargill. When you think of it like that, two strong black women going after it for the WWE Championship. As someone who is biracial, of both black and white, it is a beautiful thing to see something like that possibly happen. Now, if you look at it on if you look at it another way, and Naomi cashes in during the match, something that is very familiar, something that we've seen even Seth Rollins do in the Heist of the Century. We could see Naomi cash in during the match and stealing the champion, nonetheless still stealing the championship from Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. The first way I said it sounds better. I like that one better, but this way could happen too. Any scenario is possible around this certain match, with Jade Cargill now going on to face Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam for the WWE Women's Championship. And then you have Naomi like a shark circling around, letting them know to remain cautious when it comes to that type of match with that championship on the line. But we'll see how everything plays out as we move forward and get to SummerSlam in a little over a month. All right. Final match of the night, match 6, main event, CM Punk versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Let me make a note about these two men right here. The last time these two faced each other in the ring was February 25th, 2013, 12 years ago. There's a bit of a theme going on here between John Cena and CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Both matches has been 12 years since those four men faced each other. So a little bit of a theme going on in that, and that was awesome. That is awesome when you think of the history and stuff. That is great. And there's so much history between John Cena and CM Punk, so you know this match was going to be all types of stop. For the majority of this match, it was nonstop. It was a nonstop back and forth type of match. But in a nice chunk of championship matches, there's going to be some shenanigans, and with John Cena, shenanigans are following him tend to at times follow him in these type of championship matches this year thus far. Anyway, shenanigans happen. Here comes Seth Rollins, his crew, Money in the Bank. Looks like he's going to cash in. Takes his jacket off, goes like this, and you got Braun Breaker and you got Bronson Reed. They go in the ring. They go after CM Punk. John Cena is out of the ring for now, but they go after CM Punk. They take him out. And then John Cena gets into it. Craziness. Shenanigans all around. You got Penta that's coming out to try to help and clear the shenanigans out. And then you got Seth Rollins. I mean, not Seth Rollins. You got Sami Zayn, who just had a match with Karrion Kross, coming back out to clear out these shenanigans. Everything is getting haywire. Things are not going how Seth Rollins wants to plan it. John Cena tackling a ref down to stop him from entering into the ring for Seth Rollins to cash in. Seth Rollins goes berserk, of course, and just so many shenanigans happens. And then we got John Cena and CM Punk in the ring, back in the ring. Shenanigans, things are clear. Seth Rollins is taking a breather for a second, but once he gets back into the ring, he hits CM Punk with the Money in the Bank briefcase and then lays him out with a stomp. John Cena sees that, throws Seth Rollins out of the ring and pins CM Punk and retains his WWE Championship. The second time John Cena did that to CM Punk. The first time he did that to CM Punk was at Elimination Chamber when Seth Rollins hit the stomp on CM Punk and John Cena took advantage of that stomp and got the win at Elimination Chamber. John Cena does it again after a Money in the Bank briefcase and then a stomp to CM Punk. John Cena takes advantage after he throws Seth Rollins out of the ring and takes the pin. 1, 2, 3. John Cena is still champion. We're now headed towards SummerSlam, where it is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at SummerSlam in a WrestleMania 41 rematch. I want to say, there's one thing I want to say about the Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes match. As that match was over, Randy Orton was looking back as he was leaving the ring towards Cody Rhodes. Now, could that be something? Is it possible Randy Orton is going to turn heel again? It is possible. It is possible. It could be a thing where he's fighting with the voices in his head, and the voices in his head is telling him, do some heelish stuff, do all that. But we will see how that moves forward. But one of the things that Cody Rhodes says after he won the match was, at SummerSlam, I get the ball back, as he is promising that at SummerSlam he is going to get back the WWE Championship. Now, as far as that, it'll be a good match, but I see it being a very close match. I see shenanigans once again happening in that championship match, but I see John Cena coming out the victor in that championship match at SummerSlam. I really see John Cena carrying the WWE Championship all the way to December, and whether or not he walks out with it or we get one more championship match before he leaves, and that is the championship match where whoever he facing wins the WWE Championship, we will see. But from start to finish, from the top of the card to the bottom of the card, Night of Champions was a good time. And now we look forward to July and everything that's coming from NXT with the Great American Bash to Saturday night's main event to Evolution, and then August with SummerSlam. But of course, we got Monday Night Raw and SmackDown this week. This has been a good weekend. Night of Champions was a great time, a good time. A lot happened, a lot of feels. But I'm good. And I'm excited for what's coming next in the summer of WWE. And this has been Wrestling with Rumors. While you're here, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up when all new episodes of Wrestling with Rumors drops, which is every Sunday. And of course, Rumor of the Day, which drops every Monday through Saturday. And go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and all that good stuff. And I'm Anthony K. Thomas. It's been good chatting wrestling with all of you. Until next Sunday, until Monday for Rumor of the Day. Until next time, I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace, y'all.